Yo, hello, and it's Maverick Rivals, and welcome back to another video. And, oh yeah, voice reveal. That's cool. Alright, so today we're going to be ranking every brawler, as you can see in the title, so let's get straight to ranking. So, kicking off in the F tier, I put Hank. Hank has no strong suits. He's not a good brawler, and he doesn't do a lot of damage. Even with his giant bubble, people can still see in bushes, which is just so stupid. You know, I would never do that. Never picking Frank. And if you do pick Frank, it's alright. It's alright. There are a lot of Frank mains out of there. It's okay. It's okay. Next person in the F tier is someone I talk about a lot, and that is Doug. And I really think Doug deserves a buff. If they don't buff Doug in the next update, I am going to be so sad. Alright? And even with his hypercharge, Edgar is still in the F tier, which makes me very sad because Edgar is one of the most fun brawlers to play when you're around like 500 trophies. But as you go up in trophies, you're going to realize how trash Edgar actually is. And the last guy in the F tier is actually Bull, which I'm actually going to put at the top of the F tier. Yeah, I should organize this. My bad, everyone. Bull just doesn't do enough damage, and he doesn't have the tanking capability that we want in today's meta. So in D tier, at the bottom, I'm actually going to be putting Mr. P. Mr. P just doesn't have the best super anymore. Even with the little penguins coming out, we have Juju for that already, and it's not good enough to keep up with the meta. His super does barely any damage, and you can miss your shots very easily with Mr. P, so I put him here. So since this is my first tier list, we actually haven't had any going ups and downs. But someone who's been very bad in the recent metas is Bonnie. And I'm going to be putting in D tier this time round. I think she's always been a D tier brawler for the past few months, I think. Yeah. But very crazy how she fell from glory from S tier down to D tier. Next is Grom. Grom just simply doesn't have the thrower capability that you want in a thrower. He could have done a lot better, but we didn't see that. And, well, yeah. D tier seems pretty fair for him. Still in D tier is Miko. He was released for free December 14th. And he was pretty broken, not gonna lie, on release. I thought he was pretty broken. But he's just not that good, especially because his reload time is so unbelievably slow. It is actually terrible, his reload time. But, you know, he is pretty good at jumping, and if you get a good Miko on your team, the game actually could just be yours. And there's one more brawler going in the D tier, and I'm very sorry to all of the mains, because I know there are a lot of mains for this guy, and it's Leon. Leon is a solid brawler when you're at lower trophies, but soon you'll realize he doesn't have the damage capability that you want from an assassin. He's fast, and his hypercharge is pretty good, but there are simply better characters to do what he can do. For example, Crow, which is one of the best brawlers right now, in my opinion. And Eve, who is also one of the best brawlers right now. And moving up into the C tier, I'm putting Charlie in the C tier. And I know that she was broken on release, but she's actually fallen off quite a bit. And now she's the least played brawler out of all of the brawlers in the game, which I just think is crazy for such a brawler who was broken on release. Really crazy. Another brawler who is really good on release is Mo. And Mo got nerfed pretty bad. So I'm putting him in C tier. He could actually go up into B tier. And, like, he could go up to B tier. It's very possible for him to do that. But I think right now in the current meta, I think he is more of a C tier brawler. Kind of like my good friend Shelly. I just don't think that she's the best shotgunner, you know? She's a good shotgunner. In fact, she's not terrible. But there's just a better one. And you'll see him later in the video, actually. But Shelly just doesn't quite hit the mark that I feel like the shotgunner's damage needs to be. But she's a decent brawler, especially because she's a starting brawler. Very easy to learn, and I'm not hating on her, you know? Next up in the C tier, we got one of my favorite brawlers, actually, BB. And I know BB is like, she's a very up and down brawler. She's had her good days, and now she's kind of like in the middle. You know, I could make the argue that I could put her in D tier as well, but I don't think I want to do that. I think BB is perfect as she is in C tier. She's a good brawler, and you know, a lot of people have fun with her, and I respect that. People can go have fun with BB. And another guy going to C tier, another one of my favorites, is Colt. Colt just simply doesn't have the things we need in this season. His damage is really, really great, but with so many better brawlers that just counter him, it's not worth it. His shots are hard to hit, and there's one brawler who's up in S tier who has some of the best movement I've ever seen in the game, which is exactly why Colt just doesn't meet the requirement that we need this season. Another brawler going to C tier is El Primo. El Primo is actually not, like, he's good for beginners, but he's not what we need as well in this season, especially because he's such short range, and all of the top tier brawlers have at least mid-range, which is why we want brawlers with better range, so we are not going to be putting El Primo up into the B tier. If all brawlers had shorter range, El Primo would probably be an A tier brawler. I'm not gonna lie. He's fun, he's cool, you know, he's got everything, you know. Next up, I'm throwing in Fang. I'm sorry to all the Fang mains out there. Fang is just not in the right spot during this meta. He's not where you would expect he would be. Fang has always been a good brawler in my opinion, but right now, just not the perfect spot for Fang in C tier. And I'm guessing he might actually stay in C tier down to D tier for a little bit. You know, I'm excited to see where Fang goes with his path. Next up in the C tier, I am also very sorry to a lot of people in this. And this is actually my favorite brawler in Brawl Stars, and it is B. B, I feel like she's just not, her kit just doesn't work against many of the brawlers, especially because she does not have any wall breaking abilities, which is very important in this season. I do think that B is a good brawler overall. In general, she's a good brawler, but I just don't think she's doing that well in this season. And the same goes for Rosa. Rosa is a pretty boring brawler, and you know, her bushes are cool, but she's just not meeting the exact requirement that any brawler needs, which is what I've been saying for most of the C tier brawlers actually, because all of the C tier brawlers are usually really good, and I would usually put them higher, but they're not meeting what we need for this season, which is wall breakers actually. I wasn't expecting wall breakers to be so important this season, but I feel like they are playing a very important part in this season. Next up in the C tier is Jackie. And normally I put Jackie like a lot lower. Like normally, wait, where's Jackie? Oh my gosh. Normally I put Jackie in like D tier, but Jackie's actually in C tier this season because, well, her range sucks. It's actually bad. But the fact that she can shoot through walls is pretty goated, and I feel like not a lot of people are talking about that right now, but it's really, really good, and I wasn't expecting Jackie to be so much higher than F this season. And yeah, that says a lot about Jackie, you know? That says a lot. Up in the C tier is a brawler you will actually see a lot in many games, like Hot Zone and Gem Grab and Heist. And that is Chuck. Chuck is a good brawler in Heist. I'm not going to lie, he's a really, really good brawler in Heist. But he's not as broken as, well, he was pretty broken in Heist on his first day, but he's kind of stopped being used in Heist because there are simply better brawlers like Juju, which I already talked about, and you'll see that I talked about it in one of my recent videos, so go check that out. And then we also have the great, the amazing, and oh my gosh, it hurts me that he's down in C tier because he had such a good moment to shine, and that is Chester. He's honestly one of my favorite brawlers, and I just don't like that he's in C tier right now. I was expecting him to be higher this season, but no. Still down in C tier. Chester's not doing very good this season. And now we're going to kick off B tier with a brawler that most people absolutely love. And Also me. Yeah, I also love this brawler. And this brawler is obviously, just kidding. Everyone hates this brawler. It's freaking Meg. Meg is not good. Meg is just not good this season. Her mech is pretty good. I mean, like, yeah, it's cool and all, but I'm just not seeing her enough this season. A lot of people have been trying to tell me that Meg is underrated, but her shots are so slow, very easy to dodge. She's such a big target, very easy. She's like a sitting duck, in my opinion. But her super, when she's in the mech, is pretty overpowered. Not gonna lie, it does manage to wipe out quite a few people with that super, and I respect that. Another brawler that everyone loves, by the way, Meg, everybody hates. I hate her voice line still. Buzz in the B tier. And I know a lot of people have been putting him in C tier or D tier, but I actually really like Buzz's gadget. I love Buzz's gadget, and Buzz's gadget actually lets him see in bushes, which is really good in the maps we have right now in rotation. We've got like Cavern Churn and whatever that stupid wipeout map is. Yeah, all very, very good for such a weak brawler. You know, at Power 1, he's actually the most garbage brawler I think I've ever seen. He's so unbelievably bad in Power 1. And someone else in the B tier who's only a little bit better than Buzz in my opinion is actually Jessie. And I know Jessie has got a lot of fans. A lot of people like Jessie. But me personally, I started seeing Jessie as a weaker brawler because there's just a better alternative to Jessie currently. And you'll see her later in the tier list. So, let's keep on going in the B tier. Sadly, we've got my boy Squeak. And even though Squeak is one of the most annoying brawlers in Brawl Stars, he was really, really good. I think he was like in S tier at one point. He's also adorable, so it makes me a little bit sad to see him sitting in B tier. But it does not make me sad to see this abomination in B tier. I absolutely hate Bo. Now here's why. His shots used to do so much damage, but now I'm happy they nerfed it. Well, I don't know if they nerfed it, but he's just not good this season. I am a little bit sad that he's in B tier. You know, I think he should be going down into F tier, and he should be worse than Doug. I absolutely hate Bo. But if you like Bo, you can tell me in the comments. I'm not going to hate you for that. Next up in the B tier is our girl, Mandy. And Mandy is honestly a pretty decent sniper this time. She's pretty competitive, actually. And if you get a good Mandy on your team, you're probably going to have some of the most amazing team wipes in the history of the game. And Draco as well. If you have a Draco supporting a Mandy properly, I know a lot of people don't see this as a comp, but if you see a Draco supporting a Mandy, it's actually not that bad. I like that their comp is like not that known because I've been using it for a little bit and it is overpowered. I'm going to tell you that. But if you guys want to try it, go check it out. It's a pretty fun comp. And I'm really sad to see this brawler in B tier because I used to see this guy in S and A tier all the time. But now he's just fallen off and it's Brock. I think that he's a really good brawler actually. If you get your shots correctly, he's going to do so much damage and he's going to shred through the other team. But I know a lot of people don't do that anymore. So yeah, that sucks. And same thing with our boy Tick. Very hard shots to hit in my opinion. And same with Sprout. These two throwers are just not that good for the meta right now. And I'm seeing the same thing with a pattern of throwers here because there's just one thrower that is way better than all of them. So Dinah, Tick, and Sprout are all going in B tier, and I'm putting them in this order because I hate Tick. Moving on. I think Kit is a solid brawler, but I'm putting him in B tier. Oh wait, why did I pick up Ash? I'm putting him in B tier only because he's just very weak and vulnerable when he jumps on someone. Especially in Showdown, when he jumps on someone, he's extremely vulnerable because people can damage him while he's riding on someone. And okay, that sounded so weird. Okay, but it's just very annoying, and the only person who can save him is Poco. But in Showdown, that won't work either, which is why Kit is below Poco in my opinion. Poco's healing is really good, and if they just buff his gadgets a little bit, he's gonna be like so overpowered, like really ridiculously overpowered. And honestly, Kenji is also in B tier. Kenji's super is pretty good, and it's honestly very hard to aim in my opinion, because it's so ridiculously easy to dodge Kenji. You have to bait them into going into the right spot, which is a little bit, I don't know how I feel about that. But I do think Kenji is a solid brawler. He doesn't deserve the hate that he's been getting. And Ruffs is also going to be tier. I absolutely love Ruffs. He's a really fun brawler, and he's actually one of my faves. So to all the Ruffs mains out there, you guys are heroes, and you guys are making the world better. And to the Barley mains, you guys are pretty cool too. Barley's also going in B tier because his shots do damage, but he is higher than the other Throns on the list because of his poison. I feel like the poison damage is so good, and if you time it correctly, you're going to get some of the most amazing shots, I think, ever, in my opinion. But, you know, that's just me. And we also got Spike. I absolutely love Spike. Spike had me playing for hours. But then he got nerfed, and that wasn't fun. And the meta changed, which wasn't good for Spike. He just didn't keep consistency anymore. And that's where I move on to Ollie. Because Ollie has only been in this game for like, I don't know, a week. And I've already seen Ollie as a weak brawler. I'm happy that they released him at such a mid-level, because that means we don't have to worry about a new brawler overtaking everywhere. Like we saw with Shade, Meeple, Juju, Clancy, and Barry. The past 5 brawlers before Ollie were like this. And Mo as well, I guess, yeah. But anyways, let's keep going. And in B tier, I'm also going to be throwing Griff. Griff's damage is real nice. And the fact that the piggy bank gadget is like not nerfed is still pretty good. I've actually killed like 5 people with the piggy bank gadget, but broken so many walls. And the wall breaking is absolutely crazy with Griff. I love that he can break walls. It makes it so much easier to get to the high safe and shoot the ball into the goal. It's just so versatile, and I absolutely love Griff for this. And we're also going to be seeing Sam up here. Sam is very up and down. He's very much like Mr. P. But I just had to put him in B tier for this one because I feel like he could be so much stronger if they just buffed the damage he has when he has no gloves on. He could be so overpowered if he had that. And, you know, I love all of his gadgets. He's a very well-rounded brawler. Honestly, I really like Sam. Another person in B tier is actually going to be one of my personal least favorite brawlers, Lily. I absolutely hate Lily. I hate when she I hate when she runs to me. I hate when she punches me. I hate everything about that brawler. And she was released pretty OP, but, you know, she's not that good anymore, and I think I can handle one. Willow. I don't have much to say about Willow, but she's good. She's good. Honestly, she's around Barley's level, so I actually am going to throw her down to Barley. And I'm going to put her behind Barley, actually. But love Willow. You know, I love the poison. Her super is fun. I wish more people played her, actually. But I don't wish that for Colette, because Colette is impossible for me to fight for some reason. Same with Cordelius. I hate people when they throw me into Shadow Realm. It's so annoying. And Pam, for some reason, she's a really good brawler. She's a good brawler. But with the current meta, she can get countered pretty easily. So she's very half-half, you know. But I do like the way Pam plays right now. You know, she's very fun. Mortis is also actually going up in the B tier because of what he can do now. Because he can dash away from most of these characters. And there's only one real character up there who faces a big threat to him, in my opinion. But, you know, he's cool. He's cool. I like Mortis being high up here. Okay, that sounded wrong as well. And then we see the better version of Jessie now. And that is Belle. Which is ironic because she's still in the same tier as Jessie. But We don't talk about that, alright? Let's keep going and let's keep trucking along. Sorry for the long video, guys, as well. I'm very sorry about that, but I'm going to be cutting out a few parts, but it's still going to be really long. Alright, who else is going in A tier? You may be B tier, you may be asking, and that is Tara. I think Tara, she holds opportunity to go up to A tier soon. Where did I leave Tara? Oh, she has the opportunity to go up into A tier soon, but she's just not in the exact position to do that right now. But I do think that she can go up to A tier eventually, and eventually means very soon. Same thing with Lola. She could also go up to A tier very fast as well. And now I'm going to speed run through the next few brawlers because all of them are kind of just mid. So we got Ems in B tier as well. Yep, Ems in B tier. I wasn't actually ever expecting Ems to be in B tier. You know? Alright, that's obviously a joke. Ems has always been in B tier, and it's pretty mid. Ems is mid, honestly. But she's good right now. She counters many brawlers, especially Edgar, because they can never get close to her. Because, well, she's toxic. Alright, I don't think you guys like the joke, so let's keep going. And over here in the B tier, and I'm actually only putting in one more brawler in the B tier. So guess right now. Guess. You have 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. If you guess Nani, you're correct. And to those people who guessed Clancy, you're wrong. And anyone who guessed any other brawler is also wrong. So Nani is actually going in B tier, and I think she's a solid brawler. You'll see actually at the top, you'll see more marksmen, which is exciting. And let's get to A tier. And kicking us off in A tier is our wonderful man, Gale. Love his super. His super is beautiful for keeping people away from touching him, which is, oh gosh, okay. I need to stop saying that. That sounds weird. Okay, Penny as well in A tier because of her crazy gadget where she places down that little bucket thingy and she shoots it. It's a cool gadget, and a lot of people agree with me on this one. And same thing with Larry and Lori. He's got some cool gadgets. He's fun. He's goated. He's got a good super. Everything about this guy is goated. And I love that we got Larry and Lori in Brawl Stars because it was kind of taken on to Marvel Rivals with Cloak and Dagger. You guys get it? You guys get it? Okay, let's keep going. I'm also actually putting Crow in A tier. I like his gadget right now, his slowing toxins gadget. I've actually been using Crow specifically for the gadget because I like seeing people like try to run away, but then they go slow. You guys know what I mean? Yeah? Yeah? Alright. Alright, whatever. And then we also gonna speed run through this part because it's the marksman. We got Janet. Everyone give a round of applause to Janet. And we also have Piper in A tier. And the final marksman, the best of these 3 marksmen in the marksman area is Angelo. Angelo is goated. He's got insane. Oh, wait, what? Someone's calling me. Huh? Angelo isn't the best marksman here? What do you mean? Alright, I'll call you back. The best marksman is Gray. This dude destroys everybody, every game, every single time. I always just try to run around. Oh, yeah, Gray's behind me. Oh, shoot. I'm done for. Alright, then we got Nita. I like Nita. Her bear is pretty good in Heist as well now. I've been seeing a lot of Nitas. And also, I absolutely love Byron. I'm just going to put that out. Byron is beautiful. He's such a good brawler. And I just hate that he's so underrated right now. And he's so overlooked right now. And I actually didn't add him in my 10 best brawlers video. Did I? I didn't. Alright. In A tier, we also got Buster. I feel like Buster is a pretty good brawler. His super is mediocre, though. But I do love a good Buster player with a good Pearl player. These two counter each other. They do not counter each other. But it is quite fun to see their interactions, especially since Pearl ends up burning herself on those interactions most of the time. Next up, we've got Eve in the A tier. She's fun. She can walk over water, except that's no new skill anymore. That sucks. We have so many brawlers. I think we have like 4 or 5 brawlers who can walk on water now. That's stupid. That used to be Eve's awesome gimmick. Okay, anyways, then we got the shotgunner I was talking about. Daryl. He freaking destroys Shelly and Bull in shotgun. He is crazy. I also think Amber is up there. You know, Amber is up there as well, along with Max. I think Max is a lot better in this meta because she can evade most attacks now, which is really cool. I like that. Maisie is also actually up there, but I'm not calling her a marksman. To all those people who think Maisie is a marksman, I don't like you. And this is an unpopular opinion, but I think RT is doing good this season. You know, he started off broken, got nerfed, he's now doing good. He's just doing good. Then we got Barry. Barry is pretty much the best healer in the game. I'm not gonna lie, he's the best healer in the game. Who is a thrower as well, because I think he's the only one. But I think he's the best healer in the game who's a thrower, which is crazy because he's the only one. And I shouldn't have said that. I also think Carl is in the A tier. He's got good damage, and he's always just been a pretty decent brawler. And same with Rico, but Rico's never been like this high up for me. But Rico, if you get the skill cap properly, you'll do some crazy damage. And 8-Bit is actually up here too. Even with his slow walking speed, he's a goat. He does so good against other brawlers. It's crazy how he's not up there yet. Then we got Otis with his mute gadget. You know, muting people is actually insane this season. I'm not gonna lie, it goes hard. Then we got Sandy up here. I love Sandy's super. Sandy's super is so creative. It's fun. It's got everything that we want. Alright? Alright, let's go. Then Jean. Jean is just being Jean. And now we're entering the top 10 best brawlers in Brawl Stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. My bad. It's Clancy's in here as well. Alright. So let's get it. Oh, Clancy as well. Clancy up here. And now we are in the top 10. Sorry about that mishap, fellow pilots. And let's get into the ranking. In number 10, who is still in the A tier actually, is Shade. Shade's got a beautiful attack. He does so much damage, and he punishes teams who stay too close together. Shade is just an amazing brawler, and I would definitely pick him for most of my Brawl Ball games. If only I was good at playing Shade. But someone I am good at is the 9th best brawler in the game, Frank. Frank's also going in the A tier, and Frank has an amazing attack. It's absolutely beautiful. It does so much damage. His super is crazy. Everything about this character just goes hard, bro. And now let's enter the S tier. Kicking us off, 8th is Meeple. Everyone, heart for Meeple. Spam hearts in the comments. We love Meeple. Meeple's an exciting brawler. He plays like a marksman a little bit. Does damage. He hones in on enemies just a little bit. Very easy shots to hit. Perfect. But his skill cap is a little bit high. Which is why I'm going to move on to the 7th best brawler who has a pretty low skill cap, and that is Surge. Surge also kicking it off in S tier. I'm going to count it as those two kicking us off. And Surge is extremely valuable, and you want him in the team. Once he gets his hypercharge, if he dies, it's beautiful because he could just jump back in, full levels, everything perfect. But once he dies, he's very vulnerable. So you're going to want to get him high leveled so that he doesn't die. Because high levels keeps you alive. So to stay alive, you can't die. So next, in number 6 is Lou. Lou's freezing is actually really good in my opinion, and I think that he's extremely underrated this season. And I want to see more Lou. You know, everyone be playing Lou. Hot Zone games would be absolutely terrible. It'd be Lou versus Lou. So it'd be a 1v1. Hot Zone games would no longer be a 3v3. Okay, guys, don't listen to that. Part. Wait, what part? No. Number 6, Gus in S tier. Absolutely love this guy. The best support in the game. Even better than Byron. He is so unbelievably good. And I really like how he uses the shield. And if you throw the shield onto an aggressive brawler, chef's kiss. Alright, 4th place goes to Stu. And yes, I did switch up the Gus and Stu ranking from my last video because I realized how OP Stu can be. If Gus gives him the shield, Stu can just run in there and do his sweet thing, bruh. I'm not gonna lie, Stu is extremely overrated this season, but I am still going to be putting him in 4th place. In 3rd place, we got our girl Melody. Her music notes are absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. And we also get to see a lot of Melody action in esports currently, so that's really fun. And Ash is 2nd place. Yep, that means now you know who's first, but Ash is extremely aggressive. He plays so aggressively. It's just such a sight to see when you see an Ash run in there with a Gus shield. He runs in there and he just team wipes. It's such a sight to see. And in 1st place is Juju. I don't want to talk about Juju. I have trauma from facing this brawler. In every single match, her little worm just goes pew, pew, pew. And she kills me at my duo for absolutely no reason. Just because she thinks it's funny. Alright, well that's the entire, my tier list. Take a screenshot now, fellas. Hope you loved it. Oh, looks like the plane is landing. Alright, Maverick's landing now. Bye-bye, fellow pilots.